Hi guys, Jay Smith here, welcome to the AskGolfNut channel and welcome to Mizuno Pro 225, had to check, that's one in my hand, against the Mizuno Pro 245. Now I've literally just done the review for the 245, that's on my channel, you can have a look if you want to go up there. And the 225 now being 2 years old, I did this one about 2 years ago. Similarities are the fact that they are the hollow body distance option for Mizuno, they're Pro side, so it's smaller etc. than the JPX. You've got copper underlay, both of them got copper underlay. The copper underlay is effectively there to try and dampen noise, to quieten the strike down. It's the steel, nickel plate, copper plate, then nickel plate, then chrome plate. Yeah, it does get a little bit confusing, but it's there to deaden sound. They're both 30 degrees. So they're both lofted exactly the same, and they've both got tungsten, but the big difference between the 225 and the 245 is the 225 has got about 30 grams of tungsten and the 245 is near on 50. There is also harmonic impact technology within the 245, but the interesting thing will be, is there any feel difference between these two? Is there a launch, spin, peak height, descent angle and carry benefit over the 245 over the 225? And more importantly, is there any forgiveness difference between these two? Simulator is now on. We're at Potters Park Golf Course. Never been on this golf course before. It's hole 11. It's a par 3 of normally about 150 yards, although I have popped it onto the previous green. So apologies for anyone who wants to play through. I won't be long. It's reason being because the tee's just not long enough. And so I've had to get it on the previous green because this is 10 yards downhill and it's right next to water. And the green is right next to that water and the pin is right next to the water also. And also the green runs towards the water. So everything says this is a YouTube hole. So it might go in the water, we don't know. So it's a bit of a tricky hole, but it doesn't really matter. The 225 looks much like the bladed version of it, 221, just bigger. So the top lines, the soles, the body's just slightly bigger. No different to 245, exactly the same aesthetic design as 241, just slightly bigger. Sole thicknesses, no difference really whatsoever. And then blade lengths, oof, you have to get them this close to say and see that 245 is about a millimeter or so smaller. Now Mizuno are saying they're more compact. All the models are more compact and that. But their compact is like a millimeter, guys. So don't get, for the guys out there that are worried about how small golf clubs are getting, these are not tiny, so don't worry, and they're hardly any different to the 225. The big difference over the 245, 225 idea is that tungsten, of which you can't see. Right, let's go give this one a hit. Let's go see if I can hit the green or water. Do I chicken out to the right hand side? 225 does look nice down by the golf ball. That's I'm chickening out to the right hand side. Par slightly across, face slightly open. If you're going to hit a green from 170, 180 yards away, absolutely doing well, fine, walk away, job done. That's the whole idea. Do not stick yourself in trouble. Now, of course, I'm aimed straight for this blooming water near enough, so it is YouTube, doesn't really matter. Feel-wise, is really quite nice. It's exactly what the 225 feels. I don't think there's going to be any real difference in feel between the 225 and 245. There shouldn't be. They're basically made exactly the same. What difference there may or may not be will be in the performance. Will that 245 with the increase in tungsten, will it make any difference to launch, peak heights and descent angles? And also, will it make any difference to forgiveness, especially low off the face misses? I mean, that was 3 mil hill, 2 mil low, 33 yards in the air, 50 degrees descent angle. It's just good. It's doing exactly what the 225 was designed to do. Oh, that was worth a handoff. It doesn't matter, it's still going to hit target. Target enough. Low on the face, so I can feel the 6 mil hill, 6 mil low, 4 mil hill, 6 mil low more, but it's the 3 open face. That's why my hand come off, because I knew as soon as I hit that, I've left the face too far open. I'm protecting against the miss. I don't want to go in the water, but it's still absolutely, you can feel it. So the interesting thing sometimes when it comes to game improvement irons, you lose the capacity to feel where you're hitting it on the face, the feedback of where you're hitting on the face. These are the Mizuno Pro ones. I mean, even though these are hollow bodied, you still feel exactly where you're hitting it on the face. Is it going to give you ultimate feedback like the blade? No, but the blade's a completely different beast to this. Right, a couple more goes and we'll flick over to 245. Let's see if we can not chicken out as much. I'm committing there. I'm going to go over the pin. Yeah. I mean, this is a really hard hole. Feels lovely, it really does. I mean, strike was good within 2 millimeters. Delivery was much better. I am not chickening out. 34 yards in the air, 50 degrees ascent angle. You cannot complain ever with those numbers. They are just lovely. Now, the 2.25, no difference to 2.45, they are stronger lofted, so there is a potential for these to blend along, say, with the JPX 923 Forge, being more of a blending, bridging iron. Right, one more, and we'll flick over to the 2.45. Oh, that's not good. That's not good, that's not good, that's not, oh, all right. For a second there, I thought that was gonna start turning a bit more. I just referenced the strike, slightly fractionally high, slightly fractionally toe. Yeah, 3 mil high, 8 mil toe. I could feel the toe. And sometimes the toe has a tendency then to want to turn over. It's fine, 32 yards in the air, 49 degrees ascent angle. I had plenty of height and control on that one to not worry about the water. Now, 89 miles an hour I'm going today. I'm feeling particularly bendy, which at my age, I'm quite happy to feel these days. It just means that I would be normal warmed up. It would be like 93 or so miles an hour today, which would be a good number to be. Right, let's go flick over to the 2.45 and see how, if any, differences when it comes to looks and feel there are into the green before we do all the performance and, more importantly, the forgiveness between the two. So data set changed with the same hole, different data set, we had different colour line, and I have the 2.45 in my hands. Now, because I've kept my 2.25s looking rather clean, etc., when you look at the difference between 2.45s and 2.25, there's not much difference whatsoever. Okay, if yours are beaten up now, they'll look distinctly different regardless, because, well, one's fresh, one's not. But the main differences are, again, you've got a little bit more heel and toe relief on the 2.45 over the 2.25. If they just marry more with whatever the design of the 2.4 series is over the 2.2 series. If you go by the blade, and that's the biggest story of the lot when it comes to design, it is much more of an MP5 looking beast, and so it has a bit more muscle behind the actual ball where you want to hit it. And of course the 2.45 is a big blade, and so it looks very, very similar. So yeah, the only differences you can see on here is the 2.45 has a slightly smaller top line, but then really that's about it. Let's go give this one a hit. I have got this, I have said, in the Dynamic Gold mid 100, but it shouldn't make a blind bit of difference whatsoever. We are actually aimed again for the same part. This could go in the water at any point. Do I chicken away or not? Go give it a hit. Yep, chickened out. No difference in feel though, guys. It's just not. It's just no difference whatsoever in feel. Path across, face open, chickening out, 2 mil low, 0 mil toe. Good strike, 36 yards in the air, 51 degrees ascent angle. It's good, but it's me cutting it. That's why it's gone in fractionally slightly higher, because it's me cutting the ball. Because I'm chickening out, I don't want to go in the water. Feel wise, I can't tell any difference. Honestly, I can't. On first impressions, did it go higher? Yes, but because I cut it. We'll have to wait until we do all the proper testing off of camera, because you don't want to watch me hitting 100 shots with each. That'll bore the pants off you. Right, could go in the water, don't go in the water. Look at that, lovely cut again. The absolute chicken out that I am. But, guys, to be honest, if we were doing this properly and playing golf, that's what I'd be doing. Right, so 6 mil low, 5 mil heel, decent strike still. Again, face and path is slightly across and open because I don't want to go in the water. 33 yards in the air, 50 degrees ascent angle. It's just good. This is the thing, these are just good. Now, there's a potential for this one to be able to come in with a little bit more steepness because of that tungsten in there. But I'm thinking mainly the big difference is going to be with the 2.45 over the 2.25 is the forgiveness, especially low on the face. And that's where 2.25 really, as time went on, kind of struggled a little bit, especially you compare that to something like a P790, or at least other golf clubs that have had another update to their model in between the two-year life cycle of 2.25, where 2.25 did really, really work quite well at the start. Of course, as time goes on, things move on a little bit and it kind of shows up in certain numbers. But yeah, they're just good though. I mean, this is like Chicken City, but I don't want to go in that water. I mean, it's just good though. It really is. I've got no Preference to which one yet? Really haven't. 2 mil low, 4 mil hill, face fractionally open to a pass, fractionally across. That's definitely me chickening out, as you can see. 33 yards in the air, 49.5 degrees ascent angle. It's just really, really quite good. I can't tell the difference between the two. I really can't. Not in this few shots, 4 or so shots with each. It's not really a data set whatsoever. I'm gonna have to turn the camera off, turn all this off and go onto the boring range and hit them loads and loads of times to see if there's an actual data set difference over a huge amount. And then we'll see by looking at lofts, etc. Is it the physical head, which is gearing the golf ball up? Look at spin rates and all that lot, and forgiveness. Let's go give this one a hit. One more go. Try not to hit the water. As you can see, no, nowhere near the water. Just chickening right out. You'd take every single one of those, so guys, you really would do. I mean, very, very easy to hit golf clubs. Path 0.7 across, face a couple of degrees open, 3 mil low, 2 mil toe, good strike. It's 35 yards in the air, 50 degrees ascent angle. It's just doing really well, and that's what they should do. These two golf clubs are designed to do these very, very well. Of course, the 245 is brand new and can be custom fit to all your delights, and the 225 now is old, it's discontinued, and you can't get it custom fit. So there's one of the two differences for sure. So, right, let's go turn all this off. Let's go, for me, whack it a load of times off of camera. Let's go see what are the differences really on a larger data set between these two. Peak heights, ascent angles, distance, launch angles, all that, spin rates. But more importantly, when you whack it all over the face, and I'm interested to see how well it works low, what differences are there between the 225 and the 225, 245, there you go, get it right again, when you don't hit the middle. Let's go have a look at how the Mizuno Pro 225 got on against the Mizuno Pro 245. Want to hit it a load of times, all over the face as well. Let's go see if that tungsten makes a difference or not, because let's face it, if the loft's exactly the same, the construction's not that much difference really at all. The main difference between these two is that upgrade in tungsten. So does it make a difference in its ball data, and also does it make a difference in its forgiveness as well? So I'm going to get all the information up on the screen so it's as easy for you to see the difference, if any, as possible. I'll put all the ball data first and the clubhead data after. So let's do Mizuno Pro 225 first. Ball speed 118.8 miles an hour, launching at 18.5 degrees. Spinning at 5,400, it's going 33 yards in the air and descending at 47.3 degrees at a carry of 169. Going against Mizuno Pro, we're looking at ball speed 119, so 0.2 of a mile an hour better. That's nothing. Launching at 19.2 though, so it's not far off a degree higher. So 3/4 of a degree that is launching higher than the Mizuno Pro 225. We'll look at the club dynamics to see if that's me cheating or if that's actually a difference. Spinning at 5,000, so there is, okay, it launches slightly higher, but it also does spin slightly less than the Mizuno Pro 225. Going 34 yards in the air, and we're up 33, and descending at 47.5. 0.2 degrees, nothing, no difference between that and the 225 at a carry of 172, so 3 yards more. If you go to the clubhead data, let's go see if there's a physical difference, or am I cheating effectively to get the numbers that we see. Both are swinging at 87.5 miles an hour, so no difference there. Efficiencies 1.36, there's no difference there whatsoever in how springy these are. Relatively from the middle, that's a different thing when it comes to miss hits around the outside. Attack angles within 0.3, club pass within 0.2, face to pass within not even a degree, 0.7 of a degree. Lies no different, loft is 0.2 of a degree, and strike is 3 mil out. So not much at all. So within reason, if I'm delivering the golf clubs exactly the same throughout, but it's launching slightly higher, the 245 over the 225, but it is slightly spinning slightly less, it is, but it's making a difference by 1 yard higher and going 3 yards longer. So if you look at the ball and club compare screen, it's the graphical side of things, so it's probably the best understanding of, so you can see how it actually performs. You can see what differences are between flight. Dispersion is more me than anything else, okay. You could argue with the tungsten in there, the upgrade in tungsten, did I find it easier to control distance because of the forgiveness level that when you don't quite hit the middle that the extra tungsten gives? Possibly, but it's statistical blurring at best. And then when you look at the club side of things, it's just exactly the same. I mean, that's 3 mil difference in strike, which is nothing. Right, let's go see how well these two got on head to head when it comes to forgiveness. That's the important thing. So we got the 225 first. on a miss low heel. 12mm heel, 7mm low, and 1.30 efficiency. That is not bad, really, considering. If you go 245 though, we've got 11mm heel, 5mm low, so it is 1mm and 2mm, so it's 3mm different, 1mm on the horizontal and 2mm on the vertical. Not a lot, I think you'd agree. Everything else is really quite close, apart from the fact that we've got loft even higher on the 245. So when you add more loft, that will increase deflection. You can't help that. So as soon as you increase deflection, efficiency drops. Yet efficiency is 1.34 against 1.30 of the 225, even though the 225 was delivered with a couple of degrees less loft. Interesting. So it seems on low heels, that tungsten is definitely making a difference. The 245 is going 28 yards in the air and 45 degrees descent angle against 24 and 42. It's winning on that as well. If you go slightly heel, not much whatsoever, 9mm heel, 2mm low, it's 1.36. That is very, very close to middle anyway. It's effectively a single digit miss is basically in the middle. If you then compare that to the 245, 8mm heel, 0mm low against, it's such a small amount, 1.36, 1.36, there's no basic difference whatsoever between these two. The only difference you can see here is with the peak heights and descent angle. So the 225 was swung 2 miles an hour less, you have to remember that. Everything else within reason, loft and angle of attack, is within reason identical, but one's going 36 yards in the air and 48 degrees descent angle against 32 yards in the air and 46 degrees descent angle. So we've got 36 and 48 and 32 and 46. There is a winner. So you do have to remember though, one is 2 miles an hour faster. That will make a difference. Doesn't make that much difference, mind, but it will make a small difference. Winner still 245. If we then go low on the face, we've got 4mm heel, 10mm low on the 225 and an efficiency of 1.30, 26 degrees aloft and 2 degrees down, no worries. Go to the next one, 8mm low, 3mm heel. So a couple of mil in its vertical and a couple of mil is like tiny, and then 1mm horizontal, within reason. Very, very close to the same miss effectively. Path and face are very, very similar between the two. There's not much in it whatsoever. And again, yeah, attack angle and loft is very, very similar. But the 245 is 1.33 efficiency and the 225 is 1.30. The 1.30 from the 225 is launching at 16 degrees and 5.2 spin against 20 degrees and 5.2 spin. And when you're looking at the difference between that, regardless of what the club head speed is, if you're getting a golf club which has basically hit the same spot, delivered all the other same angles, but it's launching higher than the other one, it's going to peak higher and it's also going to descend steeper. It's just going to be win, win, win. I mean, these aren't massive lows, but these are low enough. And to have the distinct difference in efficiency gains and also launch gains with the 245, again, it's the tungsten. The upgrade in tungsten is just making this golf club more forgiving of everywhere because of the tungsten. It's basically gearing the golf ball up. If we go ultimate low, like 16 millimeters low, proper near on thin kind of low from the 225, 1.30 efficiency, not bad whatsoever, I'll be honest, 1.30 efficiency. On a golf club which is going to be maxing out about 1.36, 1.37 anyway, from 16 millimeters low, that is not bad whatsoever. It's launching at 10 degrees and spinning at 4,000, which obviously isn't the best. No, we are compromising launch definitely with 16 millimeters low, but that's near on top. Loft is at 25 degrees and attack angle's 2.1. Let's go over to the 245, 16mm low, 1mm toe against 16mm, 1mm toe. So it's exactly the same delivery, 0.4 of a degree in loft and then 0.7 of a degree in attack angle. Nothing really different there whatsoever. Yet the 245 is launching at 13 degrees, 3 degrees higher than that of the 225 and spinning another 1,000 more. It's that tungsten. It's if you're going to hit something 16 millimeters low, that's a lot, that's a big miss hit. But the tungsten is winning. Anywhere where you're hitting anywhere near that tungsten is as a miss hit, you are winning with 245. Let's go slight toe with the 225, 10mm toe, 3mm high. 3mm high is nothing but 10mm toe. And it's 1.33 efficiency, 34 yards in the air and 47.6 degrees descent angle. If we go over to the 245, slightly more, 14mm toe, but it's within reason, very, very similar. is going 38 yards in the air and 48.9 degrees descent angle at 134. So there's only 0.01. You would argue the fact that obviously the 245 has delivered 1.5 degrees more loft. Again, as soon as you add more loft, you add deflection. Add deflection, take away efficiency. So it's more efficient off a slightly worse strike with more loft. It's just, again, 245 is winning. There's 1 mile an hour difference in clubhead speed between the two, yet the 225 is going 34 yards in the air and 47.6 degrees descent angle, and the peak height of the 245 is 38 yards in the air and 49 degrees descent angle. It is winning on every single one that you try and do it. Out of the middle, these two are basically exactly the same. There's no difference whatsoever when it comes to the middle, apart from the 245 will fractionally launch higher, again, yes, and spin slightly lower. That has its tendencies. That's because the tungsten is heavier, it's bigger. It's not heavier, there's the same density. It's tungsten, but it's bigger in its amount that you've got in there, nearly 50 grams of it, and it is definitely located lower in the head. And so by doing that, it just gives you an advantage over launch conditions, and it definitely gives you a distinct advantage over forgiveness conditions as well when you don't quite hit the middle. The big difference I feel with 245 is that because it's stronger lofted, and the fact that because it is slightly lower spinning than the 225, it is a slightly more of a narrower window for the type of golfer to use it. What I mean by that is, if you are a super fast swing speed player, as in even possibly faster than me, or at least me and then faster, what you'll find with the 245 is they're just too strong. And it's no different to the 225. The 225 was just too strong. It just went too far. I don't want to hit my 7-iron 190 yards or 180 something odd yards. It's just not what I want to do. And so that's why at my speed I opt for something a bit more traditionally lofted with a bit more traditional loft gaps in between, and so I can manage my distances and a bit more sensible number. If you're going to take this through ultimately low swing speeds at 70 miles an hour or so, there's just not going to be enough there when it comes to a 245 with a lower spin to try and keep the golf ball in the air. It's going to be borderline with the 225. That is why you'll gravitate to something which helps you in the launch and spin conditions, something like a high launch option. Well, I mean, obviously Mizuno do one, other manufacturers do them as well. They have options for different swing speeds. The 245 is a distinct win over the 225s in many different ways. But the main difference, yes, absolutely, forgiveness. The forgiveness level of the 245 has jumped past the 225 because of that tungsten. No other reason. It is the tungsten. 50 grams against, or 47 grams against 28.5 or whatever it is a distinct win in forgiveness. No questions about it. So, hope you liked the video. If you did, thumbs up. Go on YouTube's like so do I. Down there is the subscribe button. It's great for the channel. It's free. If you could do that, then thank you. And next to that is a bell icon. That's a notification bell. If you click that one, that will notify you next time I upload another video. So I hope you will, and we'll see you again soon.